Do you feel it? The World Cup is coming to Russia this summer, where 32 teams from around the globe will compete for football's ultimate prize. Let's go through each team to see who has the best chance of winning it all. Let's start off in Group A, where we have Egypt, who hosts Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
Egypt will be heading to their first World Cup in 20 years. They topped the qualification group with African powerhouse Ghana, and they are led by Liverpool star and Premier League leading goal scorer Mohamed Salah. The question is, will the team increasingly rely on Salah, who is expected to play despite his injury? Thanks for that, Ramos. Or can other players like Mohamed El Neni of Arsenal step up, especially against Uruguay in the opener? Expect them to get out of this group, and let's hope divine intervention can give us a matchup against Spain in the round of 16.
The hosts Russia, who also happen to be the worst ranked nation in the tournament. Despite what political turmoil may be going on behind the scenes, the home fans will be backing this team, and maybe Igor Akinfeev can pull off some heroics against Suarez, Cavani, or Salah when they're on a breakaway. That being said, don't look for offensive production from Fyodor Smolov, Artem Zuba, Denis Cheryshev, and youngster Alex Golovin. With Egypt and Uruguay in the group, it'll be tough for them to get out, but with the home support, you never know. Saudi Arabia shocked many by finishing ahead of Australia in qualification, and therefore directly qualified for this tournament by finishing second in their group. The manager who guided them through this qualification, Bert Ben Marwi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I apologize, will instead be managing the Aussies at the World Cup because the federation did not renew his contract. The new man, Edgardo Bauza, who failed to qualify for the tournament with UAE, was promptly sacked after 2 months in charge, so then former Chilean manager Juan Antonio Pizzi, who also failed to qualify for the World Cup, was hired, and he will be the manager for this competition. If the third place trophy got you a Europa League spot, we might be talking, but for now, they will only be in the spotlight on opening night as they play the host Russia.
Uruguay comes in the favorites of this group. Cavani and Suarez will both be eager to avenge their Champions League disappointments with a strong performance this summer. Expectations are high, and hopefully the Russian Spiders don't fight Suarez and turn him into a vampire again.
To Group B, where we have Iran, Morocco, their buddies across the Gibraltar, Spain, and their Iberian neighbors, Portugal.
Iran stormed through Asian qualification, winning 12, drawing 6, and losing 0 across 2 stages. Iran only got 1 point in the last World Cup, scoring only 1 goal, and nearly held Argentina to a draw before this happened.
Plus, longtime manager Carlos Queiroz and his team will hope to earn more than 1 point this time around.
Prize champions of African qualification Group B over Ivory Coast and Gabon, Morocco will look to make some noise this summer as it is their first appearance since 1998. They are captained by Juventus defender Mehdi Benatia, who help this defense allow only 1 goal in 8 qualification games, including none in group play. They'll look to take back their Mediterranean coast from Spain in the process. Although Ronaldo is the face of his country and the main player on this team, they have plenty of other quality players: Andre Silva, João Moutinho, William Carvalho, Adrian Silva, Bernardo Silva, and Ricardo Quaresma. The defense consists of Cedric, everyone's favorite player in Pepe, Jose Fonte, Bruno Alves, and Rafael Guerreiro. To be honest, it was the defense that won them the Euros 2 summers ago. The former youngster of the year, Renato Sanchez, has been left out after joining Bayern Munich 2 years ago and has barely seen any playing time with the club, and including a loan to Swansea, which didn't work out. The hero against France, Eder, is not in the squad either. Known for often playing down to their competition, it will be interesting to see how they do, especially against their Iberian rivals Spain in the first game. In what will likely be Andres Iniesta's final World Cup, we bid adios to the midfield magician. The team consists of mostly Barcelona, Real, and Atletico Madrid players, but they're all on the same team now. And they showed this even during the Catalonian independence movement, in which many pundits thought Captain Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué would clash, but instead eased to an important 3-0 win over Italy. On offense, players to watch include Marco Asensio, David Silva, Diego Costa, Thiago Alcantara, and Isco. A solid defense consists of Piqué, Jordi Alba, Cesar Azpilicueta, Dani Carvajal, and of course Sergio Ramos. Whose arm will he yank this time? Oh, and by the way, David De Gea is in goal. Time to look at Group C, with Australia, Denmark, France, and Peru. Australia has had a weird journey to the World Cup. They
had to outlast Syria in extra time in the Asian 5th place game, then beat Honduras in the Intercontinental Playoffs. The man who led them there, Ange Postecoglou, will not be with them in Russia this summer. Instead, the man who led Saudi Arabia through qualification, who just happened to finish above the Aussies on goal difference, Bert van Marwijk, will be in charge. There are rumors that Jurgen Klinsmann will be hired, but that did not happen. Veterans Tim Cahill, Mark Milligan, and Emil Jedinak hope to bring their experience to the table and show the world that the Socceroos can actually win a game here. You hear it? Do you hear that sound? It's Lord Bentner. He and his army of Christian Eriksen, Kasper Dolberg, man of American descent Thomas Delaney, Nikolai Jorgensen, and Kasper Schmeichel in goal. After a successful reenactment of the Irish genocide last November, the Danes are eager to recreate the Battle of the Trenches against France. Speaking of France, here are some French footballers to watch out for. Karim Benzema, Anthony Martial, Alexander Lacazette, Dimitri Payet, Kingsley Coman, Adrien Rabiot. Wait, what's that? These players aren't going to Russia? Okay, well at least it's okay to lose those spots to players like Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Nabil Fekir, Florian Thauvin, Olivier Giroud, Thomas Lemar, Antoine Griezmann, N'Golo Kanté, and Paul Pogba have all taken their places. This team is stacked and is one of the contenders to win it all. Still a bit bitter about the loss on home turf in the 2016 Euros, but Didier Deschamps and co will be going all in. Paulo Guerrero is getting fucked over. After scoring a free kick against Colombia in October to keep La Blanquiroja's World Cup hopes alive and eliminating Chile in the process, FIFA suspended him for a whole year for performance-enhancing charges. However, the Peruvians were able to outlast New Zealand in the playoff round, with Jefferson Farfan sliding into the void left by Guerrero. But in December, Guerrero's suspension was shortened after it was determined he was drinking cacao leaf tea, and he would join his countrymen in Russia. But earlier this month, the Court of Arbitration for Sport decided to reinstate that suspension, pleasing the wishes of the World Anti-Doping Agency. The FIFA Players Association wants Paulo to be freed, but it's kind of unlikely now that we're only a couple of weeks away from the World Cup starting. I don't really have too much a problem with the CAS's suspension, but why now? Weren't you paying attention in November? Deciding to suspend him 1 month before the event, after he had already been suspended and then cleared, shows that you don't really care about the fans, players, or teams. They just cater to certain advocacy groups. Why does this court even exist? It's like the UN on steroids. Instead of coming into their first World Cup in 36 years with optimism, Peru fans are gutted. Now it's time to look at Group D with Argentina, Croatia, everyone's favorite, and Iceland, and Nigeria. Argentina is now on their 4th manager since losing to Germany in the last World Cup final. Does their game plan just read pass the ball to Messi and let him perform his magic? It would seem that way, since that's how Argentina qualified on the last match day with their 3-1 win over Ecuador, in which Messi scored all 3 goals. Not to mention they have lost in friendlies to World Cup bound Nigeria 4-2 and World Cup bound Spain 5-0. Maybe Aguero, Higuain, Dybala, and Di Maria can help out? Anyone? I feel something on my back. What is it? Let me itch it. I feel another one on my neck. Oh, now my arm. That's right. Croatia is full of itches. Their attack will make you itch, along with Mario Mandzukic, Ivan Perisic, Andrej Kramaric, and Nikola Kalinic, as well as Luka Modric, and Ivan Rakitic, and Mateo Kovacic, and Marcelo Brozovic. Daniel Subasic will be giving opposing attackers itches. Okay, if you don't want an itch, here's Marco Piaka and Dejan Lovren. Officially the smallest country to qualify for the World Cup, Iceland is ready to improve on their Euro 2016 quarterfinal finish. They topped the qualification group with Croatia, Ukraine, and Turkey. They have a balanced mix of strong defenders and agile attackers. Aaron Gunnarsson, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Johan Gudmundsson, and Ragnar Sigurdsson are the players to watch out for. This group is so wide open though that they could place anywhere from 1st to 4th. Nigeria topped an African qualifying group with Algeria and defending African Cup of Nations champion Cameroon. They have Premier League players, former and current, and Kelechi Iheanacho, who finished the season strong with Leicester, former Leicester man Ahmed Musa, former Watford striker Odion Ighalo, and Alex Iwobi, who Arsenal fans weren't too happy with this year.
Say about Alex Iwobi, yeah? He needs to fix his fucking attitude up. Did you watch what Iwobi, man? What is Iwobi doing in that team?
I have no idea, mate. That man is just dead on the pitch. He can't beat a man. He can't do anything on that pitch. He's just not good enough for Arsenal. He should be playing for a team like West Brom.
Chelsea midfielder Victor Moses, another Leicester player Wilfred Ndidi, and former Chelsea player John Mikel Obi. Again, their friendly victory over Argentina back in November has given this team confidence heading into June. So that's Groups A through D. Expect another video for Groups E through H later this week. Now here's my predictions for each of those first 4 groups. In Group A, Uruguay will win all 3 games, with Egypt coming in second, losing only to Uruguay. Russia will win their opener over Saudi Arabia and lose the next 2, and Saudi Arabia unfortunately will lose all 3. Spain will sweep Group B, with Portugal coming in second, Morocco coming in third, and Iran coming in fourth. In Group C, it's all about the schedule. Because Denmark and France play on the last day and Peru has to play France in match day 2, France will beat Peru then, and France will rest their players and play to a draw against Denmark on the final day, meaning Denmark will finish a point above Peru, and the 2 of them will draw on opening day. Australia will not get a point in any of their games, unfortunately. As I said earlier, I think Group D is the most tightly contested group. I think Iceland pulls away with the group champions here. Argentina comes in a close second, and Croatia's Nigeria right behind them as well. I think all these games will be like 1-goal games or draws. Well, that's it for this preview. Stay tuned for the next World Cup preview coming soon. Please like and subscribe on your way out, and thanks for watching.
Quickens every time he gets on the ball, and he's found a cross.